Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Our House 21 and I'm back at my favorite hobby shop, Hobby Hanger in Chantilly, Virginia. And look at what I just happened to discover sitting here on the counter. Brand new E-REVO 2.0. So if you've been watching all the magazines and seeing, Traxxas has been advertising the heck out of this thing. So this is some heft to it. Yeah, so this is a pretty cool model. For those who aren't familiar with E-REVO 2.0, they basically reworked the design. I'm not hugely familiar with the old E-REVO since, I've never owned one. However, it was a really great car, but they've tried to take it to the next level now. So first off, let's just jump in. One of the things that they've done here is they've gone to the new locking body style like the X-Max. So you can go ahead and just pull this guy off here with the handle, just like that. And looking in, so you can see, from what I understand from looking at the magazines that I've seen, they've updated the suspension and they've updated, so you end up with basically it's a rework of everything. You still have cantilever style suspension front and rear, and those who've been tracking everything know that these cantilever suspensions have been kind of controversial now because Traxxas is actually suing Arma for patent infringement, saying that basically they own all the cantilever suspension architectures. I'm not going to get into all of that, but as you can see, they've maintained that and I think slightly upgraded the cantilever suspension here for the new E-REVO. Looking in it, you can still see that you've got what appears to be a Castle motor, or something that looks very much like the black Castle motors here. So I need to look this up to see if they're advertising it as a Castle or if they're advertising it as a Traxxas. But they used to have the Castle 2200 kV 15 motors in these guys. I'm looking at the end bell here, and the end bell definitely says Traxxas on it now. So I don't know if this is, but it still looks like a Castle. Either way, it looks, my guess is that Traxxas probably licensed the design, so they're still manufacturing the design but under their name. But you can see they've now got the their 6S ESC. So this is the VSL or the VXL 6S ESC. Back in the day, they used to have Mamba Monster 2s in here. So I believe this is the same ESC that they used to put in the X-Max. So for those of you who keep track, they actually had a bunch of problems with X-Max ESCs burning up. So I'm going to make the assumption that this has been upgraded since the X-Max. But as you can see though, the Mamba Monster 2 2200 motor combination used to be a really great, super powerful combination. So I'm just going to make the assumption that this one is still pretty good. So looking here with this guy, one of the cool features that they always have on these is you have these cool sideboard battery compartments. If you notice, you've got these interesting little cooling ports here. So air comes in, goes in the cooling port, cools the battery, goes out. So, because when you're really kicking with a LiPo battery, they can make a lot of heat. So if you don't have this compartment vented, you're begging for bad things to happen. All right, so looking at the other side here. So again, like the old E-REVOs, you've got two servos. These are probably the Traxxas 2075s. Let's see if I can see it in here. Yes, they are two 2075s. I know some guys just like to go ahead and upgrade these and just use one really big servo as opposed to two moderate servos. I think these guys, the 2075, are rated for 125 ounces of torque. I'll splice in the correct number. But overall, this is a really great model. It's heavy as all get out. I have to look up to see what the weight of this thing is. But those who are big into E-REVOs know that they're pretty awesome basher rigs. This one still seems to be a pretty awesome basher rig. So, and one of the cool things about this is that even though they have changed to the bodies, supposedly this will still take older E-REVO bodies as well. So they haven't really isolated anything. As you can see, it's got new, different truck tires. So I have to see if these are the same diameter and overall size, but I think it is an updated rim pattern, so it's kind of cool looking. So, like I said, I haven't run it, obviously, but this thing is a pretty cool, the suspension travel feels pretty good. So it's a cool model. So I imagine that, I imagine that Traxxas is probably going to, well, they had a hit with the old one, and I imagine they're still going to continue that with the new one. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoy. All right, so I got the body back in place. It's not that hard to do. It's better done with two hands versus one. But I think that overall Traxxas did a really good job on this thing. So I can't give a full review because I haven't driven it. However, just giving a walk around, this guy looks like it's pretty impressive. So we'll have to see how they do in sales, but I think overall, Traxxas has done a really nice piece of engineering with this thing. All right, guys, so our House 21 signing out. Remember the mantra, fly, fix, fly, break it, fix it, do it all over again. And check this guy out at your local hobby shop if you're in the market for a new, well-built monster truck. All right, guys, our House 21 signing out. Peace.